who is actually the most interesting man in the world. That Johnny Kim guy who has been a Navy SEAL, a doctor, and an astronaut seems like he has a lot going on. I personally nominate Dexter Holland from The Offspring. He is a lead singer in a multi-platinum punk band, he is a PhD microbiologist, and he's a licensed airline pilot. He also owns a hot sauce brand. Sir Ranulph Fiennes has to be a contender. Served in the British military, has visited both the North and South Poles, crossed Antarctica on foot, and reached the summit of Mt. Everest at age 65. Also worth mentioning that he is a distant relative of Ralph Fiennes, but that is probably the least interesting thing about him. In terms of men I'd happily listen to for hours, David Attenborough, Christopher Lee, Sir Nigel Thornberry. I just read something about Werner Herzog on another Reddit post mentioning how he could be a contender for this. Bruce Dickinson is pretty interesting and cool. I was climbing a fairly difficult mountain in AZ. I was getting near the top, and this older gentleman was coming down from the top. He was wearing a red shirt that said 94 and still hiking. I stopped and talked with him for a little bit. He's 94 and still climbing mountains. He was solo, had water with him, and doing great. His legs looked amazing BTW. He said he climbs about 2 to 3 times a week, never on Fridays because that's when he's line dancing. Christopher Lee. My dad. I just think he is pretty interesting and I enjoy spending time with him. No one knows because the most interesting man in the world is smart enough to not want to be famous. Alive today? I'd nominate Richard Branson. Got his start at Virgin Records by signing on Tubular Bells and the Sex Pistols when nobody else would touch them. Spent his life doing interesting things with the money. Definitely some autistic guy with an unhealthy amount of knowledge of Sonic the Hedgehog lore. Sir David Attenborough, Teddy Roosevelt or Arnold Schwarzenegger have pretty interesting lives. Brian Blessed. Still alive, Lonnie Johnson. Passed on, Hunter S. Thompson. Elon Musk, the boss. Barry from Storage Wars is a contender. Just some independently wealthy old eccentric going on endless side quests and with seemingly hundreds of friends from all walks of life. Rob Halford is a pretty interesting dude and seems to be a decent human as well. I nominate Henry Rollins. That guy is fascinating. The Dos Equis guy. Rowan Atkinson. Well, assuming you mean currently and not historically, I've been listening to podcasts of John Kiriakou, a former CIA counterterrorism officer who went to prison for blowing the whistle on the CIA's torture program. He has the craziest stories. Very interesting guy.